fix my fucking ear. It's like I get all this loud noise and like it fucking tightens up and I gotta pop my ears. It's loud up here. Okay. A few years ago, when Mr. Delonge Ruben joined the band, we started writing a record called The Dreamwalker. Now, okay. So what happened was, the first song that we started writing together, I was in a really weird spot. And the reason I was in a weird spot was because my dad just got diagnosed with cancer. So I was like in the studio trying to think of what to write. So the first song, normally you write like a verse, chorus. I was like, well, what if we did it a little bit different? What if we wrote all these words and the chorus like only hits at the end? So I'm in there writing the first part of the song, but I was in a super sad place. I was cynical. Normally when I write an Angels and Airwaves song, I'm like, what is like the best shit I can say that pulls us together and lifts us up, because we all have such a hard life. This shit's really hard. And I was having a hard time doing that because I was in this little hospital room, and it was the doctor, it was my dad, and it was me. And the doctor was like, we're gonna hit your cancer hard. We're gonna attack. We're gonna give you this chemotherapy. And we're gonna give you this chemotherapy. And we're gonna go with all of this like might and vigor. And I was like sitting there kind of going, what is he saying? My dad stops the doctor. And he goes, what are you really saying, doc? Like, what do you really mean? And the doctor like took a breath and he goes, you have 18 months to live. Now I'm sitting in this room with my dad, and the doctor looked right at him and says, you're gonna die in a few months. So in my body, like my stomach dropped. You know when you go on like an elevator and it goes down really fast and your whole fucking stomach like drops? And you go, oh shit. Or you're like on an airplane, you hit turbulence and you go, fuck. Oh my God, I had that, but like my vision, it like went blurry. And I remember sitting there going, this is not happening. Like, I didn't expect that. I kind of expected that they would say something that would like save them. But he was saying, we're gonna do all these things, but no matter what we do, you're gonna die. Now, if you haven't lost somebody in your family or something, you're gonna. And if you have, you and I have been through the same shit. So I was like sitting here like going back from that meeting like at the hospital to the studio, and I'm like, how do I write something that feels good and lifts us up? It was like impossible, so I was cynical. Now I stay up really late and I read shit and I learn shit, and I try my hardest to like bring you guys and people that follow what I do things that are gonna make you think a little bit differently. But on this, I don't know what happens when we die. I don't know if it's great on the other side. A lot of us grew up in religion, and they teach you this shit, but you're in the religion that you were born into, you know? Like my parents are into this shit, so I believe it, whatever. At this point, I was like, I don't really know. So, my dad did not last 18 months like the doctor said he would. My dad lasted somewhere around 6 months. And on the night that he died, I remember I was sitting at this house, and like, he was in this bed, and they were giving him morphine. Because the pain was insane, you know? Like, he had all these different types of cancer. They didn't even know what fucking cancer it was. And I was exhausted. Like, I was like emotionally exhausted. So I go home and I fall asleep, take a nap. At 3 in the morning, true story, 3 in the morning, I wake up and I have like all the hair in my arms and my neck standing up, all these goosebumps. I was like, holy shit, what the fuck? I felt like 1,000,000 volts of electricity was racing through my body. I also remember that there was a light, like these lights over here, so fucking bright in the room. So I remember, I swear to God, I put my hand up and I was like, what the fuck is, there's a light in there. I didn't understand what was going on. It felt so good, but it felt like supernatural. And I put my hand up, and then right at that second, my phone on my fucking nightstand, it buzzes. So I look over at my phone, and on the screen, it was the nurse. And she goes, your dad just passed. So I grab the phone and I call my sister. My sister Carrie answers the phone. And I go, Carrie, I was like, she was fucking up at 3 a.m. Oh, what are you doing? She goes, I don't know what I'm and she goes, I'll never forget this. She goes, I feel like there's this big hug. Or shit makes me cry. I get emotional. But she goes, I feel like this big hug. And then I was like, Dad just died. And his fucking soul went straight through me, and it went straight through you, and that's what you're feeling. I got in my truck and I raced over to the house, and there were people crying, like his wife and other family members. And they're all, Tom, do you want to go see your father? And I said, fuck you, that's just a body. He's gone. And I felt him. And I knew exactly what I felt, because when my grandmother, when his mom died, it was 4 p.m, and I felt the same shit, but it wasn't as strong. But when she died, I woke up from the same fucking nap. It was so weird. I feel like everything is planned, you know? Like you have these things happen so you can tell people. I feel like this happened. You know, I woke up, but it wasn't as strong. It was like 20% as strong. So I knew the fucking feeling. And my dad called me and he's like, your grandmother just died, and he's crying and shit. So I knew the feeling. So I went to the funeral. Had a couple hundred people sitting here. Everyone's crying. And again, I was like, fuck off. You guys don't understand. And there's something great, and there's something fucking beautiful on their side. And I felt it for like 2 seconds. You know? And people don't know, because you have friends that have felt shit like this. Or you guys have friends that have seen something, and we call it supernatural. It's paranormal. But I am telling you, from the bottom of my heart, as a normal dude, grew up a skateboarder in a punk rock band, I am telling you, believe me, that this shit is real. And I feel like it happened to me, so I can share it with you. So you know what I did? You guys remember that song? That fucking song when Delonge joined the band? The first song on the album, The Dreamwalker? It's not the first song on that album. It was the first song that we wrote. And I was cynical. I was like, I don't believe in this. I don't believe in this. I don't necessarily feel this. Well, I grabbed that fucking song, and you can bet your dick that I had a chorus for it. My entire perception, my entire point of view changed. And I wrote the end of that song. And so, we're going to play that song for you right now. And I want you to know one thing. Normally, with some type of, actually, I don't even know normal. I don't know any band that would stop a show to talk about something like this. It's like I'm Tony Robbins or some shit. I'm not trying to be. I'm just trying to tell you. Let me just try and tell you one thing. That we're all the same. Like you feel like an individual, and you feel like you're alone, and you feel like you don't totally fit in, no matter how many friends you have, no matter how many jobs you carry. It doesn't fucking matter. We're all on this journey together, and we all feel like shit. You know, you don't really fit in at work, or you don't have the best job, or like you don't really fit in with your relationship, whatever. I'm just here to tell you that it's all going to be okay.